Hello everyone, this is Padmashri from SNS College of Engineering. Today I am going to explain a case study in machine learning. It is a credit card fraud detection system. From that name, credit card fraud. So this action is termed as unauthorized access of the payment card. It may be either the credit card or debit card. Somebody else may use our credit card or debit card for paying for their own goods or purchasing something from the shops. So this kind of activity we can term as a credit card fraud detection, and those hackers or fraudsters may obtain the confidential details of the card from unsecured websites. For example, we can say if any unknown link we are getting from our email, we are about to click that unknown link. So what some viruses will enter into our laptop or PC, and that through that link they will try to collect all the confidential data or the information about our cards. This is one example. So when a fraudster compromises an individual credit or debit card, which is everyone involved in the process suffers. Okay, so what is the solution, how to detect this kind of system? So right from the individual whose confidential data has been leaked to the businesses who issue the credit card, and through the merchant who is finalizing the transaction with the purchase. So they might can take the information or the detail either from the merchant or during the transaction with the purchase that we might be doing through the websites. Okay, so this is very essential thing. We have to identify the fraudulent transaction at the onset. So the financial institutions and the businesses like e-commerce are taking many steps to find out this kind of credit card fraud system. Okay, so the process of automatically differentiating between fraudulent and genuine users is known as credit card fraud detection system. So how to identify the credit card frauds, how they are working? So it is one of the most used financial products to make online purchases and the payments, such as we can take anything, doing the purchase in Amazon or any type of online activity that we may do, gas, paying the bill of gas, groceries, etc. Okay, so this is a pathway, this kind of online transaction. They are taking this as a one method of getting the information of the users. There are several categories of the credit card fraud that are prevalent in today's time. The first one is lost or stolen card. People steal the credit cards from the mail and use them illegally on behalf of the other person, the owner, on behalf of the owner. And the second may be card abuse. The customer buys goods and items on the credit card but has no intention to pay back the amount charged by the bank for the same. So this is one kind of, we will purchase some of the things from the shopping list something. So and what the frauds will do, that they will try to track, they'll try to get the details of our card, they will purchase it and they will not uh, do anything, do any payments. Okay, so this is one kind of card abuse. Identity theft. What is this identity theft? The customer apply illegitimate information and they might steal the details of the owner or the customer to apply for a credit card, and then they misuse it. These are all the different types of theft. And another one is the merchant abuse. Some merchants show illegal transactions for money laundering and some of the techniques. So these are the different types of abusing the credit cards or the debit card by the frauds. So how to detect, how to avoid, or how to protect our cards from the unauthorized or from the stealers. So I'm going to propose an algorithm that is in machine learning. We have a supervised and unsupervised machine learning algorithm. So we are going to train our machine using those algorithm so that it classifies many algorithms are having the techniques called classification. So it classifies the types of users, or whether the users are from proper channel. So everything it classifies. So unsupervised learning machine is a machine learning algorithm, such as we can say the one type of unsupervised machine learning algorithm is isolation forest. So today I'm going to explain, only focus on those, what is an isolation forest algorithm, and some many classifications are there: one class, SVM, LOF, etc. These algorithms do not require any label data for training the model, so that we can easily use those model for the detection. They identify the patterns. So see, the theft had happened by the frauders in different way. So what these algorithm will do, this algorithm will identify the different pattern, and it really finds out how the frauds or what type of pattern that they are using, so that what the users will we can take the necessary actions. Uh, we cannot click those links and unwanted messages, unnecessary links in the website. Okay, so these type of unsupervised isolation forest algorithm, they identify the patterns in the data and try to group the data points. As I said, classify the data point based on the observed similarities in patterns. So this another algorithm is supervised learning algorithm, such as ensemble model. We say ensemble is a group of data or collection of data, and we can mainly the algorithm used here is random forest, XGBoost, light GBM, etc. And also the most important algorithm, K nearest neighborhood algorithm, neural networks, auto encoders, etc. These algorithms are mainly trained on label data. So the unsupervised algorithms are not trained on label data, and these supervised learning algorithm, they trained on the labeled data, and the model learns to predict the label for the unseen data, and the labeled data can be expensive to gather also. This is the two types of learning, so that we can use these two algorithms in our machines to predict different patterns, and how the frauds are identifying, or how they are stealing our data, uh, confidential information about our credit and debit card. We can easily able to identify by using these two types of algorithm. And in which unsupervised algorithm I'm taking for credit card fraud detection system, in which mainly we can say isolation forest type. Okay, so these unsupervised algorithm, it identify the pattern within the data, it neither labeled or nor classified. Hence the model is not given any external guidance for training, and allowing the supervised algorithm to perform more complex processing tasks. Okay, this algorithm understands the data and extract the information from it, or to form data groups. So I'm going to explain about the isolation forest. This is an unsupervised algorithm which is mainly used for taking the multiple decision tree, used to build multiple decision tree. So from the data set, that we are going to divide the data set into number of subtree. We can say the multiple decision tree, just same like the random forest. So the root node represent the data set. From the root node, it is going to classify the different internal node, and internal node, we can say n number of decision tree is generator. For those decision trees, we are going to give the input as a training set and the training data and the testing data. That input is given to the decision trees, and from the decision tree, that we are going to collect the information as a voting method, and the majority value will be the predicted output. This how the random forest algorithm work. It uses the fact that anomalies or outliers is a few and different. The algorithm select a random sample of data. As I said, it selects the decision from the multiple decision tree. It selects the data for a given data set and splits the data based on the random selection process from the data set. Okay, so a threshold, as I said, a randomized value will be generated. A threshold is chosen randomly between the minimum and the maximum value of the selected features for splitting the data. Okay, this is how the random forest works. Once the entire tree is built, similarly, that we are going to measure an anomaly score is assigned to each data point based on the depth of the tree, and we are able to isolate the data point. So the data point can be isolated in fewer splits either by branching or identified as anomaly by this algorithm. So all anomaly points are assigned a minus 1 score and normal points are assigned as 1 score. So in this figure you can a tree structure is an isolation forest where outliers are easier to isolate, and you have the internal nodes or inliers are harder to isolate. So, as a conclusion, I just want to tell you, like unsupervised machine learning algorithm, we have selected the name random for isolation forest method where it classifies the machine the machine classifies based on the similar pattern. So why we are taking this kind of algorithm is, like as I already mentioned, that the frauds will use many different pattern for each and every time when they appear for theft. That is either stealing or grabbing the details of authorized user. So the machine has to understand the different styles or the pattern of those fraudulence, and it has to intimate the user. It will give one solution, one point, or we can say one prediction, like this all the patterns that the frauds may be using for taking our data authorized, when our confidential data. So I'm proposing this as a method isolation forest algorithm we are using to find out the credit card fraud detection system. Thank you.